What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are playing Z Boaz Park, the Mighty Z in Benbrook, Texas. They've got 19 holes now, par 57, 5,890 feet for the short layout. Hole 1, 413 feet through the woods. I don't think that's right. Maybe. I think it's closer to like 360. I'm going Eternal Mustang here. A little bit of a late release, a little bit too high. But you know we're doing 2-on-1, so it'll be all right. Justin forehand, and I believe this is a Bobcat.
Group of like 6 in front of
That's
us.
pretty much right at the corner. Got a little audience here. I'm going Swirly Apex Mustang. A little bit lower, a little bit earlier.
Got caught. He really forcing the Mustangs over.
This is only my 6th time playing here. So some of the local knowledge is far deeper than mine, but we'll get you through it. So yeah, there's my second shot up there, kind of middle of circle 2. I think that's the tree I hit. I almost beat it. This is definitely a forehand hole. If you got it, the backhand turnover really would have had to be just totally perfect. Easy 3, hole 2, par 3, 296 feet. It's in the short pin position. Hard to see with the white balancing on my camera, but that shaded silhouette up on floating in the air there, that is the basket. Oh, couldn't remember if I hit record or not. I'm going Diamondback here. I am trying to hyzer flip it up the right side. Not playing the turnover. But it looked like I was trying to play the turnover. Either way, it was bad. But I was super fortunate to drop in the fairway. Still a pretty gettable 3. Justin doing a little bit better out of his hand, but caught the same spot. And he's down in the bushes, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm going Hex here. It's about 20 feet uphill and about 300 feet. So putting some turn on it, and it kind of just glided past the basket. So this is where Justin's second shot landed after he scrambled out of the woods. You can see just how uphill this limestone cliff is. And this is pretty much the only reason that this course isn't super kart friendly, is that one spot. So I didn't even consider this, but there's a cliff off to the left. Fortunately, I settled right there. Because that could have been real bad. Automatic bogey down there for sure. If you're going to go past the basket or away from the basket and be on top, you'd rather be deep or to the right. There is a street way to the right, but it's not really in play. But short of the basket and left of the basket is dangerous. Didn't even give that one a chance. I think I was putting into the headwind there. Player 2 is always better. And here's a look of right of the basket. So you've got lots of room to work with if you actually hit the gap off of the tee. Give yourself a look at a 2. Hole 3, 392 feet. Flex forehand or a wide backhand is the way to go. That little island of trees in front is about 375 feet. I'm trying to throw a Zeus, get it to hang out to the right, and then fight back around it. And I fought back right into it. Fortunately, I dropped out. Justin not getting enough turn on his free tail. Ended up in this really, really cool tree here. And he's just pitching out, playing for 4. Giving it a run with his Rainmaker. Yeah, it's a well-placed bush. It's a little too short to throw an Annie that isn't going to accidentally end up in a roller, so I'm throwing my Crystal Fierce upside down, playing the scoot. Just trying to get a 3 and move on. Didn't get enough out of it. Splashed
hit
out.
the left side of the pole, so
Unfortunate, but it was on the left side of the pole. Hole 4, 412 feet, downhill though. Same direction as the previous hole, so I'm going to throw the same disc. We've got a group letting us play through. They've got one that looks like they just ended up way to the left, unfortunately. I'm throwing this same Zeus. I'm aiming over this bush on the right, intentionally kind of flirting with the road. And couldn't really be happier. We've had a bunch of rain recently, so you'll see where I ended up. And on a normal day at Z Boaz, maybe I would have got like a really bad flare skip out to the left, but this thing dug in nicely just inside the green. And we're making putts when people are letting us play through, which is always a nice treat. Turning around, going the other direction, hole 5, 355 feet. This one is in the long basket position today. I'm going Diamondback here. Getting a nice little bit of turn, and it hooks up just in front of that tree. That tree I almost hit is where the short basket position is, but this one's in the long. I don't think... Yeah, we've got a mix of longs and shorts today. This course, long to long, is one of the most difficult courses in the DFW area. Just overturning a forehand a little bit. There is some trouble up there to the left, but it's not too thick. You'll be able to step out. Like the previous hole was in the short. The previous hole is one of the longest holes out here, I believe, when it's in the long if you play from the long. But we're just playing the shorts today. We want to have fun. We're not looking for a major challenge. Hole 6, 181 feet, a little shorty uphill. Just throw a putter straight at it, or forehand your favorite Firebird or Raptor or Mint Phoenix, maybe.
It's out there.
Fluffed that bullet a little bit. I got pin high, just didn't get any turn out of it like I wanted. I was trying to finesse those little turnover shots straight in there, but sorry for the lens flare. Just off the cage. If you do juice it and go a little deep, there is some thick bushes, but they'll let you in there, unfortunately, and it's kind of tricky to putt out of them. 6B, this is a new hole, 250 feet downhill. You've got the railroad behind the basket. This is an awkward hole to film just because of the way the retaining wall is, so going wide angle here, throwing from left to right. Really cool tee pad area with this green. I'm going hex, just kind of fluffing it on a little bit of hyzer. Should have thrown it a little flatter. Got through everything, unfortunately. Justin's was looking better. It's just a smidge too high. You really got to throw this low, and there's hardly anything on the ground. Like getting your ground play
perfect
with a narrow rim disc.
in or out. I don't know.
Even like an approach disc, like an Envy. Like you don't want to go overstable probably with it like a zone, but couldn't convert on the 2. But there's a look at this nice little addition they added a couple years ago. Kept it close though, going with the bag putt. Foot fault, but who's watching? You, I guess. But anyways, hole 7, 247 feet. You've got a tunnel that kind of splits into 2 options. You've got the left gap or the right gap. And I throw my Sublime Grackle, and I'm so happy with that result, given how bad that throw was. I just kind of yanked it. Justin making the opposite mistake.
Right. I think I'm gonna.
So you can really see here the 2 prongs. The right prong is pretty tight. I'm going forehand zone up the left gap. Got a little more room to work with.
You get faster.
I actually put a good move on that, and this is what the right gap looks like. Like the basket's just begging you to throw through that, but it's kind of a sucker gap because there's lots of little ninja branches reaching into the space that you're trying to throw through. Got a little bit of a berm on the back side of this green that saved me, but couldn't convert. Hole 8, 287 feet. This is a cool hole. The short, I actually like the long pad much better because you don't have this gap you got to hit.
Ducks back in there.
Justin's going to go forehand, I believe. I'm going backhand with that Mustang again. Yeah, if you just step out to the right here, you can see the basket nestled right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really creative tee pad placement here, just to, instead of just making the hole shorter, making it challenging, which I do appreciate, even though it's a nervy tee shot for me. I'm going with that swirly Apex Mustang, just throwing it a little hyzer, planning on the wind. I tickled those tree branches, and somehow it just kept flying. That was,
how much that kept flying.
would love to see the reaction it got on that, because those trees definitely could gobble a disc up for sure. I ended up flying the green a little bit. I'm in the bunker on the left deep side. Justin going with the Nordic Phenom forehand. Do have a little bit of depth behind. It's not super close, but if you get a little spin putt that gets a little lift on it, you could find yourself in trouble. Yeah, I'm speculating what happened here. Kind of launched back into this bush. I had a look though. Just putting them low today. No chance. Hole 9, 543 feet. One of the signature holes out here. This is in the longest position. You want to throw it.
Okay.
The tee pad's not facing in the correct direction. I thought I needed to hang it out to the right a little bit.
Tempted to go wave, but I think
So I'm aiming right of those power poles that are back there.
Ah, that one little branch seems to be poking up, like right where you need it. Right where you need it.
Going to my trusty Big Z Zeus. If this was a more stable disc, it probably would have been good, but being a slightly understable Zeus,
Hopefully that means filled. Hopefully.
it's I thought out of my hand it was good, but you'll see where it ended up. Justin's going with his Pitter Patter Enigma, and he's not happy with it. We both thought he sawed it off really bad. That's the direction you want to throw in, because he landed perfectly in the layup zone. Meant to throw his longhorn, but he recently bagged a freetail that is the exact same color, so c'est la vie. And I'm over here in the next fairway. I'm almost 2 fairways over, actually. And I rushed the shot. I'm going Mustang, and I really should have gone with something longer, like a Grackle or Instinct, or maybe even thrown the freetail myself. So I ducked into the junk about 120 feet too early. I should have just pitched out, but there was a lane. I tried to take it. Just hit something late. Justin's pitching up here. I think he actually, he hammers it a little bit more and gets up there. Getting a little lucky.
I knew it had the disc.
If you're going to have a blow-up hole, this is, I guess, the one to do it on. Coming out of the tee shot with all of your discs is not a bad thing. Hole 10, 294 feet. Tuck back there. Flex forehand. Gentle turnover. Or if you throw something straight like that stays straighter a little longer, you can actually hook up around the backside of that island pretty nicely. That was my test flight Athena. Nice shot out of Justin here. Quite a bit of ground play, but he's still looking right at the basket. So now I'm going to throw my prototype Athena. I've actually not thrown this yet. And it's got a little more turn and a little less fade, but came in a nice angle, and it got the distance right. So I'm actually on the other side of this island, but I'm going Crystal Fierce upside down again. It's not often I bust that trick out.
I do not bust that trick out very often. I've had to bust
twice
it
in
out
a
twice
round,
today.
which I think I was just saying in the video there. So yeah, there's my layup, and there's my shiggle. So, Athenas, check them out. Hole 11, 212 feet. A little bit of poke and pray, it feels like. Gonna go zone, stand still, just give it some height and let it filter towards the basket.
Ooh, weasel. No. I was looking clean.
Can't see that one from the tee, but it nabbed me. Justin gonna go Phoenix, play the ground play Skippy. A little lower. I'm pretty sure we hit the exact same tree. I'm up first. I hit the tree a little higher, so I kicked a little further. Little bullet. This little floaty spinner up there. Right under the pin. Super stoked with that. Razor claw from Justin. Also good. Hole 12, 396 feet. You pretty much want to go straight at it, unless you got a big arm and you can spike like a hyzer in, because those trees on the right start to come at you pretty quick. I think about 320 and you're in those. So I'm going Diamondback here. Just getting a little turn, getting around that tree in the middle of the fairway, and something's going to run out of steam and hook back up.
Shot, I get the throw on that.
Just outside of circle 2, I think. Justin throwing his free tail. Also very nice. Some nice, he's got a big sexy berry zone we picked up at Worlds, or he picked up at Worlds. And I'm just trying to put this thing as close as possible, and if it rings it up, that'd be cool. Oh, great putt from Justin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Paces.
That might have been circle 2. That was sweet. I almost got razzed by the train tracks, but could always use some good B-roll with the pound bags. Hole 13, 189 feet. You do have the creek on the right if you yank it or flip it or get a nasty tree kick, or you just throw it too perfectly straight. I'm going to go hex here and just hit the gap. Fluff it a little bit like I did on that alternate hole and let it play towards, or just gravity take it towards the basket. And I fluffed it way too much. I'm off. I'm off to the left where I'm scrambling now. Justin going MD3. That's pretty much what I wanted to do with my hex. That was sweet. Hit a tree late, kept him close. See, I'm pretty hosed here. This is not good. Hit another tree and kicked left again. So still not good. That accidentally was almost a run. That felt good. Hole 14, 200 feet. I've actually never played this hole in this position back to the right. Normally it is on the left. My dad's a lefty, and he has a right-handed ace on this hole. That's how much of a righty shot it is. Going bullet, and it just turned a little too much. Justin somehow stayed dry, so he's having to scramble here as I try and get some footing to cover this shot. But yeah, that's what the creek crossing looks like. This is the other spot that a cart, you got to carry it. See, outside of the circle. Wanted it too bad. Hole 15, 312 feet. You got the creek on the left. Going heavyweight eternal bullet.
Okay.
And I meant to throw it lower like this and just kind of play the ground, so that way if I did hit a tree, it didn't have room to kick into the creek. But here's what the green looks like. I somehow missed the film, but there it is. Hole 16, 357 feet. It's definitely longer than that. I lasered the basket. It's over 400 feet. I'm going Fission Wave here, just putting it high and trusting that it'll run out of steam because it's pretty nose up.
Good shot.
And that is far and away the best shot I've ever thrown on this hole. Normally I'm doing something like this, which is honestly fine. You just don't want to be in that stuff on the left. That is natural OB as it comes. Like, your disc probably isn't going to get into there very far, but you're still going to have to get a foot in there and reach out, and it is not fun. So yeah, probably about 390 to put it here. And a group let us play through on this hole, so we are 2 for 2 for birdies on holes that someone let us play through. So I could have bogeyed out at this point and been pretty happy there. Hole 17, 320 feet. You've got the creek behind the basket if you go too far, and there is a hard pack green sloping down towards the water. Normally the basket is not visible off to the left, but we could see it off the tee today. Putting this Proto Athena, it's a little less stable than the test flight, out to the right and giving it a chance to get some ground play towards the pin. And I really liked that. I thought maybe I was going to skip in or at least draw metal or something. Okay. Justin, also pin high. Just much closer to the normal position. Honestly, if you didn't know where the basket was ever, and you could just put it somewhere, where Justin's was is a good spot. I parked it. I'm feeling great. And then we're coming into hole 18. Hole 18 actually has 3 tee pads. Nice putt from Justin there. So hole 18, 232 feet. It is off to the right today. Normally it's to the left, kind of up that gap on the left side of the screen, but today I'm just going to barely throw it to the right. So shout out Justin, rocking the Mountain Sports t-shirt from Pint Night a couple years ago. Says John Muir's my homeboy. It's one of the all-time favorites right there.
Some of the features.
But yeah, go check out Z Boaz if you haven't. It is I would say it's a legendary course in the DFW area.
When you switch the crown side.
And the club does a great job taking care of it. It's probably looking better than I've ever seen it before. So they're putting in the work. Go and show them some love. And hopefully we'll see you out there. Thanks for watching.
Turkey to finish. Not bad. Yeah, it was starting to crumble. I was doing okay, and then
Got a couple doubles. It's like, well, it is Z Boaz.